That's right, Steve. First at 5, Hockey Wars. The showdown between players and owners continues.
And today, Gary Bettman stick-handled around the players' seemingly generous offer yesterday to play the full season under their old collective agreement. Here's the commissioner.
Of course, the Players Association would be happy with the status quo. Over the last 4 years, salaries have tripled. Salaries for players under contract last year to this coming year are increasing at over 60%. And for the non-expansion teams, for every incremental dollar of revenue over the last 4 years, the clubs have paid out $1.14 in player salaries. So unless the players are prepared to negotiate for settlement, simply agreeing to the no-strike pledge and playing for the year will only defer the inevitable and exacerbate the problem.
And so the counter-proposal today from Gary Bettman, well, the owners say, let's go back to negotiating, settle this thing, and we can have a full season starting October 15th. Moments ago, the players' rep, Bob Goodenow, said he would contact his colleagues tomorrow, but the players, he says, will not be returning to the training camps. They are, he says, willing to negotiate. Now, we're going to go to a wise maritime man about hockey to get an opinion on this latest development. Billy MacMillan is currently coach of the University of PEI Panthers. Back in the 70s, he spent 7 seasons skating with the Leafs Islanders in Atlanta. He also followed Don Cherry as coach of the Colorado Rockies and was a general manager. Billy MacMillan joins us from Charlottetown tonight. Bill, what do you think? Are we going to see an NHL season this year?
Well, Paul, I think the delay tactics are certainly in place by the owners, and I think if it just depends, the length of delay depends on the players if they're going to back down and consider some of the issues that are before them. But I don't see the owners giving in at this stage.
So in other words, if the Gary Bettman and the owners don't get what they set out to get, there will be no season.
Well, it could come down to that. Bettman said that the salaries have gone up, you know, and the average salary is over $500,000 in the National Hockey League, and when you compare that to $7,000 or $7,500 in the 60s, and then maybe 15 or so in the early 70s, it's just out of hand. The rinks are not getting any larger. The ticket prices are as high as they possibly can go, and yet the players' salaries seem to be going up. So without a TV contract and a good one, they're just going to make the players back off.
But Billy, you were a general manager. I mean, ultimately, aren't the owners responsible for this predicament? They don't have to keep playing one-upmanship with each other and offering bigger contracts to players, do they?
No, and the general managers and the owners are the ones that are responsible for what has happened. Ron Caron broke the $1 million barrier with Stevens, and the other general managers were really annoyed with that, and then once one player gets it, then it goes to other clubs, and general manager will tell an owner that, look, we need this player to win, you can take us all the way or whatever, and it just gets out of hand where it is today.
Well, Billy, yesterday it kind of looked like this might be resolved soon, but that doesn't look like the case now. Maybe we'll come back and pick your brain a little bit more as this develops. Thanks for joining us tonight.
Good, Paul.
Billy MacMillan in Charlottetown. That's